look, come here, my little fluff nugget. Here's my little fluff nugget. And you love to be loved, don't you? Yes. If it's not one animal, it's the other. I don't understand. They all know that when I'm trying to be busy, that's when they want my love. And then I overlove them, so they leave me alone. So I'm just gonna throw this little edit snippet in this video. I'm editing right now, and I just realized that my septum ring is completely crooked and like this. Now, normally things like this make my eye twitch and I want to shoot myself in the face. But I'm just gonna continue editing and pretend that doesn't exist because there's no way I'm redoing that video. Just know how cringy I am about this and how this fucking really fucks with my day. We all have our things, okay? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Alice. I make videos. If you're wondering why I still have elf ears on, I don't know what you're talking about. These are my real ears. It was my birthday on the 17th, which means September is now done and complete. My birthday happened. It is basically Halloween from now until Halloween. So expect me to be basically wearing a costume or something every single video I post in October. Today I thought that I would make a video on my personal 10 tips for beginner witches. You can find videos all over YouTube on this, from like 5 tips all the way up to 20 tips. Well, I encourage you guys to go and watch like as many tip videos as possible, because why not? Everybody has different tips and ways that they do things, and if something resonates with you more than what one other person says, well, then give her. It helped me feel less overwhelmed because there's so much to learn with my 10 tips that helped me in the beginning, and hopefully they will help you too. If you like this video and these type of videos and my channel, please subscribe because I post videos every week. Before we jump into my 10 tips, this is something that I bought myself for my birthday. Like I said, it was recently my birthday, so I went and bought myself something cool. I found just like a, I can't even think what it's called. It's not just, it's an agenda. What the fuck are they called? Agenda books? Agendas? Calendar books? So I got myself this book, but it's also a celestial planner. Like, it has the moon phases in it. It tells you like how to use this planner. Oh, it's called a fucking planner. As like using the moon, planning for the retrogrades, the natural seasons, the astrological seasons, astrological. Here's the quick references of just like all the signs, and then they have like the planetary quick guides, what to expect during retrograde. It's got the moon phase right in the calendar. There's like stickers for like, you can schedule tarot readings. There's a meditation one. Like to buy myself at least one birthday present. I have a family who sort of forgets about me every year, so you know, whatever. Yeah, and then like on the months, it's got like, you know, the description of the zodiac sign for that month, and when the new moon is, when the full moon is. So really informative, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just really excited. I need something to help organize my life, and something that has to do with the moon and astrology is definitely my jams. It has like a thing with your birth chart in it. So, I mean, if you know how to go and look up your birth chart, all you need to know is your date, the time you were born, and the location. If you don't know the time you were born, I don't think it shows your like ascending sign, but you can still do it. Exciting, guys. Well, also I found this at Michael's. Michael's, I know, right? Yeah, I had to go into Michael's to grab some clay, and I ended up walking out spending too much money again. So in my last video that I did was the dollar store like Halloween project video. In that one I was arting a coffin that was like a scary monster mouth. Well, I finished it. And it turned out actually pretty Ooh. Wait, oops. There's dried pot leaves in this. That's so funny. I must have just been keeping them away from my cats. This was the first like cookie box that I did. A matching like Halloween themed one. So that's the next one that I've completed. I get my ducks in a row, but they still seem to waddle off. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited that I actually have 3 complete coffins. That's like just the the accomplishment in itself is worth it for me. I don't even care if I sell them. Getting my poops in groups. Getting my poops in groups. I switched cups because this is a dollar store cup. And now we're doing that portion of the video. We're into the dollar store talk. It's how like drag queens drink because they don't ever want to get their lipstick messy. I'm not kidding. Drag Race is my absolute favorite show and they all do that. But we really know why you do that. Basically, I went on like a skull shopping trip this time around. I didn't get any more of these cups because I actually have 4 of them already. But I did find this guy. Ooh, spooky. Some skull candles. This is probably like one of my favorite finds ever so far. I hope it's like, I hope it works. But I found like a fucking skull water jug. I keep telling myself this is how I'm gonna drink more water, but knowing me, I'm probably gonna fill it with like a sangria or something. That was it. That was it. That was my really, really quick 5-second dollar store finds. Continue on with what this video is actually supposed to be about now. And by the way, I still am very much so a baby witch. I have only been practicing for like 3 years. I shouldn't say that. I've basically been practicing throughout my entire life because my auntie is Wiccan. My family is not really religious. My parents definitely gave us the choice to choose what we want to believe in, if anything. So that was kind of the only thing I ever really knew. I've always been into tarot cards and crystals and nature since I was little. I used to think I could control the weather. That was my mailman, and it scares the shit out of me every time he opens my door because my mail slot is literally in my front door. So number 1 is don't become overwhelmed because there is going to be so much information when you first dive into this that you're gonna be like, what? So there is literally never ending knowledge. Just start with like basic color representations. Like what does red mean, green mean, blue mean, because that's pretty universal when it comes to anything. Red isn't going to mean something different in a different spell or like in a different context. It's never going to be different. Learn what they mean, what they represent, like popular crystals. A clear quartz crystal, which is universal and good for everything. Amethyst, pyrite is a good one, selenite. Just learn crystals. Candles, really thanking everything, the whole divine power, the whole divine divinity, your inner power. I've said before that you don't need any tools necessarily. You are your own tool. You're the most important tool. But I mean, like, there are definitely certain things that are traditionally used. Just having like little basic knowledge of it will just make you feel already a lot better. Knowing that like you are the divine power in you, it's a part of you, it's a part of everything. It's almost like a comforting feeling when you just kind of let go and know that you're looked after, you're taken care of, everything is grand, the universe is constantly working in your favor. Number 1, don't become overwhelmed because it's only overwhelming if you let it become overwhelming. Number 2, start with what you're already drawn to. For me, that was tarot and astrology. And then I delve more into like crystals and herbology, but just start with what you're drawn to. If you're drawn to like symbolism and stuff like that, look into sigils. Cat box time. If you're drawn to astrology, grab yourself an astrology book, go online, look it up online, but I'll get to that in a second. Start with what you are already know that you are into. Just start there. 3, I already mentioned this in number 1, but tools. Don't feel like you need to go out and grab everything right away. You don't. In fact, your tools will eventually make their way to you. So don't go online and go buy a bunch of like shit that go onto some like occult shop or Amazon and buy like, which you can. You can go onto Amazon and buy all the tools you need, but I guess this is just personally my opinion, is that I like my tools to be special. Either I like to hand make them, or find it somewhere cool, like a thrift store or like an antique shop, but that's me. Don't feel it necessary to go out and spend all your money on all of these tools, because again, the tools really aren't even that necessary. I mean, unless you're doing like tons and tons of ritual work, but as a beginner, go outside and find a stick, and then you have a wand. You're a wizard, Harry. Number 4, read books. This is where I was getting to with the internet thing, is that the internet, as we all know, is full of some shady fucking people. And it's really full of people who just push it on the internet because they want it. I'm not naming names because I don't actually have anyone that I can say just that, but it's true, and we all know that the internet can be a place of bullshit. Read real books, crack open a book. It's the old soul in me, but I love books. I barely like Google topics that I want to research, or I'll go to the library and take a book out, or I'll go like buy a book on a subject. I prefer that, plus I know what I'm reading is true, unless it's like super dated and things have been changed. Just make sure you're cross-checking your references and getting your facts straight. There's nothing worse than like, well, there's nothing worse than like doing something wrong, and there's nothing worse than like telling people about something that's wrong. Know that the internet can be a sketchy place sometimes that can't always be trusted, so know your resources. So like, just go grab like beginner books on Wicca, witchcraft, crystals, herbs. I mean, you can find all of these beginner books at the library. Like if you don't have any money to go buy books because books are expensive, go to the library. Seriously, go put your headphones on and go wander around the library and get yourself a stack of books. Can I just put in a quick note? Wear a fucking mask, please. If you're one of those like taking my freedom away people, go fuck yourself. This was actually the book that I started with. This is the very first book that I read, and it's called Wicca for Beginners, and it's by, I don't want to murder this name, Tia Sabin. I'm not really too sure, and I'm really sorry that I butchered your name probably. This was the very first book that I ever read, and my friend actually gave this to me, and this is what started me off on my journey. And it really starts with the basics, so that's a really good one to start with. Another one that's really good to start with is Wicca by Scott Cunningham. He is a pretty awesome author. He's got tons of books. Wikipedia, I've seen this book in not dollar stores. I've seen this book in bookstores. I've also seen it in like Spencer's and Hot Topic. But it actually has a lot of information in it. The only book of Wiccan spells you'll ever need. This is another one that my friend gave me. And yeah, it's got just shit tons of spells, anywhere from like really simple to pretty elaborate. This is my big badass book on Zodiac. This one has tons of information on each sign. It even has like the Chinese Zodiac in it. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it doesn't go into any of like the houses, you know, so you don't get to know like what your Mercury is in, or like what your Venus is in, like that kind of stuff. Like I really like diving into people's birth charts and really digging around to see why they're the way they are. So that's the only one thing that this book lacks. But there is one called We Are All Stars, or We're Born in the Stars, or something like that. I'll try and find a picture of it, put it up. But that one is super amazing. I love it. I used to get it from the library all the time and keep it. Not want to give it back. But that one goes into like everything. Even a book on Buddhism for beginners. This isn't mine. This is my boyfriend's book, actually. I've got him searching for his own spiritual path now that he's seen how much I've improved just being on my own. So even he went and grabbed a beginner book. I was really proud of him. Crystal RX, really good crystal book. And this is a Practical Witches spell book. I'm pretty sure this was another gift. because my friends are awesome. I like the way that this one looks. Like it's got like really pretty pictures in it, and of course I can't find a single picture. Yeah, it's like really beautifully done. So yeah, like go get books. Books are my life. Oh, here's a library book. This one is so overdue. I really need to return it. But this one goes into lots of tarot for yourself, like making career transitions, create your career vision. It's got like love area, self-healing area. So that I rarely Google things. And I'm not saying that the internet, I'm not saying don't go and check out websites. Obviously, there is factual and true information on the internet. But for me, I just personally like to pick up a book and read it. It just feels way more educational to me than reading off my phone. Number 5, don't worry about what kind of witch you are or that you want to be. That will fall into place for you. You'll know if you get pulled more into like green witchery, where you're just really into gardening and nature and animals and like plants and herbs and stuff is your calling. Maybe you're gonna be more of like a kitchen witch, where you enjoy cooking and you like taking care of your home and you like infusing your food and drinks with spells and you enjoy taking care of people. It just kind of all seems to fall into place. Research, see which one speaks to you. If not, just let it happen. Call myself eclectic because I like taking little things from different areas of it all and combining it into my own. You're you, and that's all you're gonna be, so just embrace that. Number 6, set up an altar or a sacred space. Now this is going to just make you feel so much more connected right away. Or like, even if you don't have like an altar space, just find yourself like a really nice candle and a nice crystal or a rock even, or like a feather, and use that for your beginning. As long as you have like a little area that is your space, that makes you feel calm and grounded, and that you can just go stand in front of and breathe once in a while. So you don't need to have an elaborate witch's altar right away, but set up something that is your little personal space. Just trust. It will make you feel so much better just to have like a little area that you go to that you know is like your little area of good energy and everything you want to manifest and everything that you are, and just having somewhere to go to connect with like the higher power and to just connect with yourself. And if you're somebody who is like afraid to have that kind of stuff in front of people, you can get tiny boxes. I've seen them as small as a matchbox, and you just put in like a little birthday candle, a little stone. Maybe you just want to put like the symbol of like the god or goddess, and just carry that around with you so you have like a tiny little sacred space. Just decorate a little area and just know that that is your little area. Watch it grow, because it'll happen. These things are going to grow. Like, you're gonna start off small and just trust in the process. It really is true. It's such a true statement for like everywhere. Number 7, practice meditation. This is a pretty essential part. This is the moment where you ground yourself, they say in my yoga videos, you arrive. And not only is it like an essential part of ritual and spell work, but it's really an essential part of, I want to say, life, because more people, everybody should be doing this, especially if you have anxiety and depression. It can be very difficult to start, so start at like 5 minutes. Start a timer for 5 minutes, put on headphones. Put your headphones in, either go find yourself like white noise, like rain or waterfall or whatever is your jam that calms you down. Or try a guided meditation, but wear headphones because you will get distracted. You will. Sit in a comfortable spot, sit upright, or lay down. I fall asleep every single time I try and lay down and meditate though, so close your eyes and just breathe. And trust me, thoughts are gonna come into your head. That's like inevitable, you can't change it. What you have to do though is just recognize that moment and go back to focusing on your breathing. Just feel the way that you breathe. In and out, in and out. There's nothing else that you're supposed to be thinking about or doing unless you're repeating like a mantra in your head or an affirmation. Just sit and be with yourself and breathe and let thoughts pass you by. Don't feed into them. Don't Like, don't fall down the rabbit hole of thoughts that one thought can bring on. Just constantly bring yourself back to the moment and increase your time. Trust me, you will get better. I used to cry because my anxiety was so bad. I could not understand the concept of sitting still, breathing, and not being in my head. But it does come with practice. Number 8 basically goes with that, which is visualization, which is something that I think that is even more important than meditation even, is practicing visualization. This is essential to spell work. This is essential to manifesting. This is essential for manifestation. That word. Because you have to see it. You have to see it in your mind to have it in your hands. This is like, it's something that people think is more difficult than it really is, me included. I honestly thought that I had to like conjure up this bright, vivid image in front of me, but that's not how it works because people visualize different ways. Some people see very vivid colors. I don't really see anything. When I close my eyes and try and focus on a photo or a picture, I see black. But I do see an image. I just like don't see the image. It's really fucking hard to explain. Anyway, just like close your eyes and picture an apple. You know, you might not be able to see that apple in front of you, but you can still picture that apple, like, and just try and picture it as vividly as possible. Like, see the skin, see the colors of the skin, see the texture, notice if there's any bruises, notice the stem. I guess I should probably go back a little bit and say, grab a real apple and stare at it, and then close your eyes and try it. Visualize that apple in its entirety with your eyes closed. This is exactly how you manifest things that you want. You visualize you already having them, and the longer you can hold that, the more powerful that energy is being sent out into the universe and sending out and bringing back to you what you want. So visualization is huge, huge, huge. Just practice that one, because you can't focus your intent on what you want and you can't see what you want. And if you're not fully engaged in what you're trying to conjure, well then fuck, you're never gonna get anywhere, bud. Practice visualization, practice meditation. It's going to improve your overall life and everything you do. Number 8. Nope, that was number 8. Number 9, get the fuck outside. Go out in nature. Connect with nature. Go hug a tree. Go stand in the river. Take a fistful of sand and let it run through your fingers. Just connect with nature. Go and be a part of it. Feel it, like learn it, be it. You live in an area where you're able to go for like a little hike by yourself out into nature in like a safe area. Go out there and sit in silence and just close your eyes and listen to the sounds. Listen to like the wind through the trees and birds. Connect with all of the elements. Today I was outside and I was having a really bad day, and I went outside and it was pretty gray and it was windy, and I remember standing in my yard looking up at the sun, and because it's pretty smoky in BC, well, it was really smoky in BC a few weeks ago, and the cloud or the sun was completely covered, but it looked really red because of the smoke. And I just stood there and asked the god, because the god is the sun and the moon is the goddess. So I asked the god to just remind me that everything is okay. And I'm not even kidding, like the clouds literally went away like this. It went away like so fast, and that sun like hit me so hard and hotly. It's hotly. Yeah, it just like hit me, and it was so warm and like such a embracing feeling, and like just go connect with like nature like that. Like you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, and my last tip is don't be afraid to seek others. Like it is completely okay to practice in solitary like I do, but don't be afraid to like go and ask other people questions. Go seek out other witches, seek out like anyone who does anything that you're interested in. Go to metaphysical shops and talk to the owners. Like get engaged and get involved in the community that you are wanting to be a part of. It's kind of, I know that like in Canada, it's not such a taboo subject to talk about witchcraft, but I know like places in the States, it's still still kind of like, which is so crazy to me. Like, grow up, USA. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you stuck in the Stone Ages? Please don't come after me, anyone who's from the States. I'm sorry. Yeah, go see card readers, go see tarot readers, go see fortune tellers. Is that all the same thing? I don't know, probably not. Actually, no, tarot reading is not telling the future. Just so you know. Practice, practice, practice. You can only get good at something if you're doing it. You can read about a subject until you're blue in the face, but unless you're doing it, you still don't know how. Just get out there and do it. Ask questions, be open-minded. Like, there's not a one right way in this, which is hard for some people's mind to grasp, especially some religions. You're free. You're free to make your own fucking decisions. You're a free bitch, baby. Don't be afraid to start, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Practice your meditation and your visualization. Start with basics. Just learn colors, learn candles, learn about crystals, learn about like herbs and spices. You can take little rocks and draw sigils on them, which sigils are like little personally empowered symbols. So I think that's everything. Like I said, these are my 10 tips that helped me get going. There's so much information out there, so educate yourself, keep learning, keep reading, keep writing, keep like, you got this. Cool, well, I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see y'all next week when I put out something. What could it be? Believe it or not, I don't know. You guys are the best, and it just keeps growing, and my heart is growing 10 sizes bigger. I will see you guys all later. Bye. Go do me. Go do me. Can I have a hug? I love you. Love you. I love you so much. Stop trying.